Hi, my name is Melodie-Rose Joubert and I am 24 years old, a student like many of you. Today I want to talk to you about bipolar disorder. Since 2018, I've struggled with the ups and downs that this disorder can bring. First and foremost, bipolar disorder is not a label. It's a mental disorder with many different symptoms and ways it can affect your life, but your diagnosis does not define you. Bipolar disorder affects 2.8% of adults in any 1 year, and 50% of people have their first episode by the age of 25. People with bipolar disorder are at war with their minds. Two competing episodes, depression and mania, fighting for control. Well, depression can bring symptoms like an unusually sad mood, loss of enjoyment and interest in activities that used to be enjoyable, lack of energy and tiredness, feeling worthless or feeling guilty though not really at fault, thinking about death or wishing to be dead, difficulty concentrating or making decisions, moving more slowly or sometimes being agitated and unable to settle, having sleeping difficulties or sometimes sleeping too much, and loss of interest in food or sometimes eating too much, changes in eating habits leading to either loss of weight or weight gain. Mania can bring about symptoms like increased energy and overactivity, elevated mood, the person feeling high, happy, full of energy, on top of the world and invincible, needing less sleep than usual. The person can go for days with very little sleep. Irritability. This may occur if others disagree with unrealistic plans or ideas. Rapid thinking and speech. The person may talk too much and too fast and keep changing topics. Lack of inhibitions. The person may disregard risks, spend money extravagantly, or be very sexually active. Grandiose delusions. These involve very inflated self-esteem, such as a belief that the person is superhuman, especially talented, or an important religious figure. And lack of insight. The person is so convinced that their manic delusions are real that they do not realize that they're ill. In between these two competing episodes, people with bipolar disorder can experience long periods of normal moods. And it can take people with bipolar disorder a long time to be diagnosed correctly because the person must have had episodes of both mania and depression. To achieve the balance between both depression and mania, people with bipolar disorder like me must take daily medication. The hardest part is that new medication can take 4 to 6 weeks to start working, so in the meantime, you're in limbo, fighting with your mind to achieve balance. And for me, it took a year for doctors to find the right combination that worked. In the meantime, I suffered with daily depression and thoughts of self-harm and suicide. But I knew I wasn't acting like myself. I felt like someone had invaded in my body and I didn't like it, or the person that I was becoming. I got into fights with my parents all the time. I pushed people away. I drank to numb the emotional pain, and I got myself into debt. But I knew I needed help. I felt like I was drowning and I needed a lifeline. I was so scared when I asked my parents to take me to the hospital the first time. I was looking for anyone who would just listen to me. And I will admit, I didn't find it the first time that I went. A few times, I called the suicide hotlines and they helped me change my mind. They helped me hang on. I was a ship in a storm, and they helped the wind calm for just a little while. My last trip to the hospital, I finally realized I needed to start being honest about how I felt. No one could help me if I refused to be honest with myself and with others. I met a woman, another patient, and we talked, we laughed, and we shared a bond as we spent the days before Christmas together. And for once, I talked about how I really felt, what was bothering me. And I realized if I could open up to a complete stranger, then I could open up to a therapist. I could stop lying to myself and to others. So after the new year, I finally saw a therapist and I talked. I was honest, and It was actually freeing to no longer have secrets. And for once, the storm stopped raging. The thing that they don't tell you about depression is that that monster is always there. It never goes away. It's waiting for you to open the door, but you can fight it. The more you surround yourself with people who love and support you, another lock gets added onto that monster's cage. And it's possible to live a happy life with bipolar disorder or any mental disorder. It will be hard and there will be times that you feel alone, but there are people who are out there who are waiting to help you, to be that lifeline for you. I hope my story can help you either find the courage you need to ask for help or be the support for someone who needs help. If you or anyone you know are exhibiting the following warning signs, please call these numbers. You'll be glad you did. I know I am.